Hello there. Theresa May is off to Paris and Berlin tomorrow for meetings with the French President Emmanuel Macron and the German Chancellor Angela Merkel before the EU Council Summit in Brussels on Wednesday, when she should hear the outcome of her Article 50 extension begging letter. As the PM prepares to once again go and talk Brexit with Merkel and Macron, talks between the Conservative and Labour parties on how best to stitch up Brexit are due to resume. The Tories still seem extremely keen to destroy their own party by continuing to push Theresa May's colony status withdrawal agreement treaty, or openly engineer a lengthy Article 50 extension or even full revocation. And in pushing the withdrawal agreement, they've also said that the future UK-EU partnership, as outlined in the political declaration, may be up for grabs with all the previous red lines removed for their negotiations with Labour. And that will drive the wedge even deeper between the Conservative Party and its members and supporters. And now we have Jeremy Hunt building on comments made yesterday by the Chancellor of the Exchequer Philip Hammond, who was the one to break the news that those famous Brexit red lines no longer exist. And of course Theresa May starring in her own cringing Chequers video, stirring up more anger within her own party. All this has not gone down well with Tory supporters, and some are beginning to question the intent of the Jacob Rees-Mogg-led Tory Party European Research Group of Eurosceptics. Many are lambasting the members of the ERG on social media for not doing enough. This might be what has stung ERG Deputy Leader Marc Francois into action, demanding that MPs hold an indicative vote of their own on her performance under the aegis of the party's 1922 committee, so that Tory MPs can demonstrate their loss of faith in her leadership. And this is all they can do, because the Teflon-coated limpet-like Mrs May won an internal party vote of confidence in November last year, so can't be touched by another such vote until this coming November, and only losing a formal vote of confidence can oust her. Mr Francois, the MP for Rayleigh, has written a rather angry letter to the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady, slamming the PM and the Brexiteer members of her cabinet, and said that we are living in a world gone mad. And he also wrote that the so-called Eurosceptics in the cabinet do nothing save consume vast quantities of pizza, and he accused them of putting career above the needs of the country. Quelle surprise! And he is asking that this indicative vote of confidence in the party leader be arranged for the coming Wednesday. This, I understand, has already been rejected. He went on, "We simply cannot go on like this with a weak leader, a riven cabinet and a party in despair. I believe Theresa May has been a failure as leader of our party, which she now threatens to destroy." Normally politicians get accused of putting party above country, but I have to say that Mrs May seems to be putting the EU and her withdrawal agreement colony status treaty above both party and country, and anything else you can mention. No wonder people are getting a little hot under the collar. And this will only get worse as details begin to emerge of how far Theresa May is prepared to go in getting Labour Party support for her new EU vassal state treaty. And Deputy Political Editor of The Telegraph, Stephen Swinford, is tweeting out that Cabinet Ministers have been invited to Number 10 at 5 PM tonight and are expected to be shown details of what red lines Mrs May is preparing to cross, if she hasn't done so already. And Swinford says that they've agreed on dynamic alignment of workers' rights with the EU, as well as alignment on standards for goods, but that they are still discussing forming a customs union with the EU and having a second EU referendum. And he goes on to say that sources have informed him that the formal letter that will go from the Cabinet Secretary David Lidington to the Shadow Brexit Secretary Keir Starmer, setting out the compromises, is very much being written with Labour. I can hear lots of middle-class afternoon tea being sputtered across fine china and quality upholstery right now as this news comes to them. And what's this other sound? Ah yes, the clipping of scissors as they slice their way through all those Tory party membership cards. The recyclers are going to be busy, aren't they? Now, there had been hope that some members of the EU27 would in the end be prepared to veto any Article 50 extension and let the UK leave on WTO terms at the end of the week. But fxstreet.com is reporting that the German news outlet Die Welt is saying that the EU27 states are preparing for a long Brexit extension, which could be given to Mrs May tomorrow lunchtime. How she deals with this will rely on whether or not the Cooper Bill, which I talked about in this morning's video, gets given royal assent tonight. But I would guess she'll accept it and deal with the fallout later. We can now see that our politicians are prepared to break every norm, every established process and protocol, every red line, every personal promise, every manifesto promise in order to keep the UK tied to the EU, therefore dismantling the UK Constitution, ridding us of the ability to control our own borders, laws and money, as well as destroying our national pride in the process. And people say we shouldn't call those involved in this madness treasonous? Anyway, what do you think? Please leave a comment below and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.